Hey everybody, Some Gadget Guy here, and I've mentioned this in previous videos before. If you're a guy like me and you're walking around with keys and a wallet and a phone, you max out your pockets pretty quickly and you tend to have all of these large lumpy bulges all around your pants. And I'm trying to dress a bit more like a grown-up so that I don't always have to walk around in my cargo shorts. So from time to time, it's nice to consolidate. Maybe I just want to grab a couple bucks, my ID and a credit card and my phone and just head on out for an evening with friends. And I've reviewed the Dot View case from HTC and it's a decent solution for protecting the screen. I think it gets a little messy and stuff gets kind of packed into those holes and it can get kind of gross sometimes. But I'm not always the biggest fan of these flip cover case solutions, especially when I'm still stuck in the same boat of always having to keep some type of wallet with me, and then this takes up even just a little bit more space, even though it does a pretty decent job of protecting my phone. So I reached out to the fine folks at Fliptroniks for another solution. We recently did a review of their Galaxy S4 case. It's a really nice, simple, but stylish wallet solution for last year's flagship Samsung. There are going to be two versions of this Fliptroniks case. The $30 version of this case is a synthetic leather, but this is the Black Panther genuine leather version of the case, which is gonna run you about 40 bucks. Just as we had on the Galaxy S4 version of this case, this has a really nice, soft, satiny feel for the plastic tray that actually clips your phone into place. And then on the screen guard, we've got a little pocket to keep some cash, and then 3 individual slots so that we can keep credit cards, driver's licenses, rewards cards, anything that you want to put into here, you can slide into those slots as well. And then the whole thing closes up with a little magnetic clasp and you are ready to rock and roll. We're just gonna pop the HTC inside. It's a nice soft feel as it sort of pushes into place. It doesn't really snap into place, but it holds pretty snug. You can't really shake the phone out after you've got it installed. Walking around the sides of the case, we have a cutout for the micro SD card slot, as we do the SIM card tray and the volume rocker here on the side. Don't need anything up top, but this is nicely scooped so that we have full access to the IR blaster and the power button. Then on the bottom, same thing, a nice little scoop as we've got full access to the micro USB port and the headphone jack. Moving to the rear of the case, we have a nice little punch out here for the rear microphone, and then the dual view camera sensors are nicely scooped out. You've heard me talk about this on other cases too. I like it when we've got a nice recessed beveled edge here so that when the case ends up flat on its back, you don't have to worry about anything happening to the camera sensors because you've got enough little clearance right there to protect the optics on the back of the case with a nice little side cut for the dual LED flash as well. So holding the case, it's got a really nice feel in the hand. It's got a nice texture to the leather and it's a nice smushy feel on this front cover. Now, I wish they had put the magnets in the front cover to activate the screen, especially with these book style cases. It's just kind of a nice effect when you pop open the case and then the screen just lights up to greet you. But if you've got the tap to wake feature set on the HTC One, which I don't think works super well, especially compared to Nokia's and LG's, but at least it's a bit easier than reaching for the top power button all the time on the HTC One. And there's just enough clearance around the sides of the case that when it's all closed up, if it were to take a drop, or especially like a short drop, I think most of the impact would actually be absorbed by the case itself, which is a nice consideration for a phone made out of metal. I think the build quality and the attention to aesthetic details on the HTC One is second to none, even compared to Apple devices. But the tricky thing about a phone made out of metal is that it can dent. And it also makes me really nervous because the phone can be kind of slick if you have sweaty hands like I do, knowing that these front panels on the HTC One are essentially glued into place. They can be very easily popped off, like if the phone takes a corner drop really hard. And just like we had for the Galaxy S4 case, I think Fliptroniks have done an excellent job just paying attention to the little details, like the stitching. You know, little white stitching on a black leather case just looks clean. It looks classic. It looks professional. I don't think you're gonna have any issues pulling this out of a purse or out of a suit jacket pocket during a business meeting. I don't think anyone's gonna look at you sideways when you rock a case like this for your phone. It's gotta be tricky making a case for the HTC One because you wanna protect the front screen, but the speakers are also on this front screen. So unlike the Galaxy S4, where we can completely cover this screen, but then have a cutout for the speaker on the back of the device, when we cover up the HTC One and we protect this front face, that means we're also muffling these wonderful boom sound speakers. And having used this case for a couple days just out and about, it is a little bit more difficult to hear ringtones and alerts when you've got this thing closed up tight. It absolutely showcases why HTC, for their own case, had to go with this really open air style design where these little dots are actual holes and perforations through that front cover. It's to make sure that you don't muffle those boom sound speakers. Can't even really fault Fliptroniks for that. It is a necessary byproduct of this style case with this type of phone, but it's absolutely something you need to be aware of if you're considering shopping a case like this from a third-party manufacturer. But I've had genuinely positive experiences with the Fliptroniks Black Panther. You know, throw some cash in here and a driver's license, a couple credit cards, and I'm ready for an evening out with friends. It's actually a pretty convenient way to combine two pocket bulges into one pocket bulge and still feel like I'm covered for the evening. So folks, you can check out more information on Fliptroniks cases at fliptroniks.com. I'll of course leave a link down below this video so you can check out their products. As always folks, thanks so much for watching my videos, sharing my videos, subscribing to my channel, leaving me all those amazing comments and questions down below my videos. I love getting into the discussions that we've gotten into. Hit that thumbs up button and I will catch you all on the next review.